Chiefs-Texans open up the season. Man, the Chiefs offense, no hyperbole, looks unstoppable. Patrick Mahomes, no big deal. Another day in the office, 3 touchdowns. Clyde Edwards-Helaire gives the Chiefs something they did not have in the past, a real rushing attack. 130 yards on a touchdown in his debut. Honestly, he got stuffed on the goal line a few times. He could have had 3 touchdowns himself. So the passing attack is lethal. The running game had its way with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm serious when I say this. Like, this is, again, no hyperbole, and I'm being 99% serious. How to stop the Chiefs right now? The best defense is offense. And this is what I mean by that. Teams just shouldn't punt. If you are facing the Chiefs, and it's not 4th and 40, teams shouldn't punt. Every single 4th down and 7, 4th down and 4, 4th down and 3, no matter where the ball is, you should be going for it. Because what we've seen so far, whether it's the Super Bowl, whether it's Week 1, whether it's any so far in the last 2 years and 1 game of Patrick Mahomes' career, where he's been the starter, you can't keep this Chief offense down. They're going to score. And now they're only getting better. You're adding more weapons. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, again, the Chiefs did not need him. I understand Damian Williams opted out. You could have got by with any single other running back off the scrap heap if you wanted to. But you add a bona fide stud, a first-round draft pick into that position, and now, honestly, they attack you from all angles. Tight end, deep, over the middle, in the running game. The best way to stop this team is to just keep on the sidelines. Don't give them the ball. So teams, I'm serious, have to go for a 4th down more than maybe they ever would in a normal game because the Chiefs' offense just can't be stopped. Don't punt against the Chiefs. We'll go number 2. College football. We'll do a little college football here. If you missed it, the ACC and the Big 12 returned. Let me say this about the Big 12. There's a few fan bases right now that maybe wish they were in the Big 10 seat. Maybe wish they were a Pac-12 team. Because the Sun Belt. The Sun Belt Conference. And if you can name one Sun Belt team before I give you 3 names of 3 big upsets or before this weekend, I give you a lot of credit. You are a diehard college football fan. The average college football fan probably couldn't even tell you where the Sun Belt Conference is located. But no matter. They played 3 Big 12 schools. They went 3-0. The Sun Belt Conference went 3-0 against the Big 12. You had Louisiana going on the road, upsetting number 23 Iowa State, and really dominating that game in the second half. Final score 31-14. Louisiana dominated a program that was ranked in the Power 5 conference in Iowa State. Incredible. And Arkansas State pulling off another stunning upset over Kansas State. And the nightcap. So instead of because it's 2020, an interesting quirk where you're used to Pac-12 after dark, right? You get USC on late, you get Oregon on late, maybe you get Washington State, Arizona. We know Pac-12 after dark. It's always wacky, it's always zany, there's always some sort of crazy thing happening. Well, now, no Pac-12. What do we get instead? Big 12 after dark. Kansas, Coastal Carolina. 10 a.m. on the East Coast. Kickoff, I think it's 9 o'clock. I believe they're in the Central Time Zone, so 9 o'clock local kickoff. No problem. Coastal Carolina goes in there and kicks the crap out of Kansas. Puts them in their place. There was a point where you could hear on the broadcast a Coastal Carolina player saying, these boys can't keep up with us. A Sun Belt player on Coastal Carolina talking about a player and a team on Kansas in a Power 5 conference that can't keep up with them. College football madness is back. At least for me, it was weird watching it. Obviously, if you can see if you're watching on the video, I'm wearing my Penn State polo. Penn State alum, big Big Ten fan. So it was weird. And it definitely was not the same watching the ACC, watching the Big 12. Just watching college football on Saturday, it didn't feel the same. It wasn't the same. But you know what is the same? You know what didn't change, pandemic or no pandemic? Big Ten playing or not playing? At Pac-12 playing or not playing? Madness. Craziness. Zaniness. Unpredictability. That's what college football is. That's why we love it so much. It makes zero sense. It is unpredictable. And when you are relying on 18 to 22-year-old kids, legitimately anything can happen. We saw it already. Sun Belt. Put them in the Power 5. Kick the Big 12 out. Congratulations to the Sun Belt Conference. Congratulations to Louisiana, Arkansas State, Coastal Carolina. Dominant. over the Big 12. Speaking of college football, we'll stick there. Is it possible the Big 10 could not only return to play this fall, return to play in a month, and be eligible for the college football playoff? There's a report, possibly potentially today, that over the weekend, doctors, athletic directors made a presentation to Big 10 presidents highlighting testing capabilities, scheduling that would have the season start in middle of October, play 8 games in 9 weeks, play a conference championship on December 19th. Oh, just happens to be December 20th is when the college football playoff teams are revealed. From what you see on Twitter, coming from guys like Pete Thamel, Pat Forty, who've been all over the shutdown to begin with, there are guys breaking the story, discussing how the Big Ten doesn't seem like they're going to return to play. The Pac-12 could follow suit. The fact that they are the ones reporting that legitimately the Big Ten could return, a vote could happen as soon as today, I can't lie. I told you at the beginning of the show, I'm an emotional person when it comes to sports. I kind of latch onto things and carry them with me. I'm setting myself up to fail because I've done this probably 3 other times already of getting my hopes up that Big Ten football will return. The Big Ten will reverse their decision and let the teams play. My hopes are already up. I am fired up. I'm already counting down the days to the playoff. I'm fired up about Penn State. I'm already looking forward to Ohio State coming to Happy Valley. Fans or no fans, I'm jacked. I'm not screaming because I don't want to blow up the radio. I don't want to hurt this microphone or break the microphone. But let's just say the Colts losing to the worst team in the NFL yesterday. Not even that could make me depressed and sad because the Big Ten possibly returning. Rumors started Saturday and they were swirling yesterday that a possible vote could happen. Please, please, please do not play with our heartstrings. I'm all in. This would be insane. This would be great for college football, great for the Big Ten, great for the college football playoff. I'm in. I am in. Let's please, please, please. Let's do it. Let's go. Bring Big Ten football back. Justin Fields hasn't opted out yet. Penn State still returns a deep team. Wisconsin knows a lot of good players. Let's go. Please, Big Ten. Don't do this again. Don't pull the rug out from under us yet again. It would be insane. So but we'll go back to the NFL here for a few. And I apologize. I'm going a little late. We'll go a little quicker. No hangover from the Ravens yesterday. Kicked the crap out of the Browns 38-6. Lamar Jackson, right? A lot of questions. Can he repeat his performance? There's always a little bit of a I don't want to say hangover, but there's always, maybe expectations go too high when you win an MVP. Can't live up to them. Always some sort of dip from that just insane season. Lamar Jackson, 20-25, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, super efficient. It looked effortless on the field. He did it. The offense the offense for the Ravens up and down the field. Browns couldn't hang with them. And the Ravens pick up where they left off. No hangover from the playoff loss. And they go from 14-2 the regular season to win yet another regular season game. 13 regular season wins in a row now for the Ravens. They looked great. They looked efficient in their first game against the Browns. Joe Burrow looked very impressive in his debut. Now, the stats weren't crazy, right? He went 23-36, 193 yards and 3 interceptions. Had a rushing TD, but didn't throw a passing TD. But speaking of that rushing TD, if you haven't seen it, look it up. Just type in Joe Burrow on Twitter. That's a great thing about Twitter. Any highlight you missed, any soundbite you missed, just type in the name. You'll see it a ton of times. Great use of the legs by Joe Burrow for his rushing touchdown. Really showed you his athleticism. And not to mention, too, this is the best part. So, sure, the Bengals lost the game. Sure, Joe Burrow statistically didn't throw for 300 yards or light it up all over the Chargers' defense. But down by 3, final drive of the game, in your first game as a rookie, what does Joe Burrow do? Throws for 8 of 11 yards. Excuse me, 8 of 11 yards. Goes 8 of 11, throws for 70 yards on the final drive of the game, and was one offensive pass interference call away for throwing the game-winning touchdown with 10 seconds left. Now, did A.J. Green push off? Yeah, he did. Was it egregious? Have plays been made by wide receivers beforehand that weren't called? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's not Joe Burrow's fault that A.J. Green pushed off and the flag was called. He did everything he possibly could to lead his team down the field, not only to tie the game, to win the game. And speaking of which, after that flag was called, after the touchdown, again, with under 10 seconds left, that would have won them the game, was taken off the board, they still were in chip shot field goal range. He still did his job. He led the team down to scoring range. Worst case scenario would have sent the team overtime, but because the Bengals, because they stink, chip shot field goal, missed, and now walking away is with a loss is the Bengals in the first game. But very impressive first debut for Joe Burrow. Despite the numbers not being great, he made the clutch plays when he had to. Looked calm and cool. Joe Cool. Good for you, Joe Burrow. Cardinals. How about those Cardinals? A lot of hype. How many times have we seen a young team, a lot of hype in the offseason, the offseason darlings we just saw a year ago with the Browns, maybe even this year with the Browns a little bit as well, but not as much as last year. The Cardinals were that team this year. They trade for DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray is being predicted to win the MVP by some. They're one of those spunky teams last year that people thought would take another step. Tough first game at San Fran, reigning NFC West winners, reigning NFC champs. They go right there and punch him in the mouth. Make a statement week one on the road. Again, no fans. You're still traveling. It's still different. It's still a road atmosphere. Win the game. You beat the 49ers. And how about DeAndre Hopkins? Wasting no time getting accustomed to this offense. 14 catches, 151 yards. I wonder if Kyler Murray is a new favorite target. I wonder if Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury are glad that DeAndre Hopkins is on their team. And credit to the defense. They really limited the 49ers rush offense. As we know, they have gashed teams in the past. Big question is going to be if the defense can give the Cardinals a chance to win. They did that. Props to Arizona. Big statement win. One of the biggest wins of week one. Into San Fran. Make a statement right away. This team is not hype. They are here to compete. Credit to you, Cardinals. We'll go two more. Hopefully my guy Chris, who's been active on Facebook today, hopefully he's still listening. He's a big Lions fan. Now, I don't know any Lions fans, so I don't really know Chris, but hey, he's nice enough to write on Facebook. He's nice enough to be listening to the show. So I feel his pain. Lions are going to line. And this is the year I actually bought into, I don't want to say the hype, because it really wasn't too hyped up. There wasn't a lot of talk, but there was discussions if Matthew Stafford could stay healthy, this offense and this team could be pretty good. The NFC North, really no team kind of stood out more than the other. To me, I think the Vikings are the team that's going to win the division. But they're pretty clustered together where really there's no team head and shoulders better than another. It's okay. The Lions, maybe they won't finish in last place. I think the Bears will. But the Lions could be, 8-8, 9-7, right on the fringe of maybe a playoff, being a playoff contender. Possibly, kind of be in the mix in December. Get off to a great start. 23-6 in the fourth quarter. Mitchell Trubisky, again, looking like he was going to get left at the stadium. Looking like they were accidentally going to leave Mitch on the tarmac as they fly back to Chicago. And instead, the Lions just going to lion, man. It's so sad. You let Mitchell Trubisky throw for 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns, lead a comeback. This guy was dead. He was on life support. And the Lions run over, give him the zap, zap, zoop, zoop, bring him back to life. Trubisky, 3 touchdowns. That's not bad enough. Okay, you let Mitch Trubisky come back on you with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Basically, his career looked like he was dead. That's bad enough. Oh, let's make it worse, Lions fans. Let's really dig the knife in there deep and twist it. Really make you feel the pain. Matthew Stafford leads the team right down the field. Chance to win the game, down by 4, 27-23. Throws the ball. DeAndre Swift, the ball's in his hands. DeAndre Swift, in his first game, catches or should have caught the ball in the end zone, wide open, spinning around, drops the ball. Would have won the game. And instead, the Lions again fall in agony. They lose to the Bears. So heartbreaking, so demoralizing. And for the second year in a row, they blew an opening lead against, or opening week lead, in Arizona last year, where Kyler Murray made that comeback and tied the game. The game ended in a tie. Instead, they let Mitchell Trubisky come back on them and then drop the game-winning touchdown pass to win the game. Lions are gonna lion.